Hello everyone, today I would like to present you an open questions about how to resolve the conflicts between the shanty towns and the continuing growth of the cities. So why should we care about these topics? So today 54% of the world populations live in urban areas, and a portion that is expected to increase to 66% by 2050. Projection shows that urbanizations combined with the overall growth of the populations could add another 2.5 billion people to urban populations by 2050. So what does it mean when population increase in the cities? So recent research done in 2013 by Louis Bentoncourt shows that social measures such as GDP, patterns, crime rates, and also the number of slums and shantytowns going to increase disproportionately more when the population increases in the city. Well, the infrastructure will not be able to catch up with the speed that the social measures has been increasing, which means there are going to be a lot of population who cannot be served by the same amount of infrastructures in the past. So that's how Shantytown emerges to feed the need of people while living in really horrible infrastructure conditions. So here is a shantytown I visited over the weekend, and Seoul. It's called Hwandong, and it doesn't really look like the image of a shantytown because it used to be one in 1948 during the Japanese colonial period where Japanese people used to reside. But then after the liberation, it became the home of people who came back to their homelands and the displaced people who came from the north. And it was redeveloped in 1980s by the government. And here you can see today that it's a much more modern area compared with what we consider as a shantytown. And a much more current image of the shantytown in the time is Guyong village in Seoul resided in the most expensive area, the Gangnam district in Seoul. And it has been having huge issues with the government regarding the redevelopment. Currently, the government has announced a forceful removal plan for the residents in the area that they're gonna replace it with a $1 billion redevelopment plans with high-end apartment buildings in these areas. But the residents in these areas do not want to live because they have been here for most of their lives and they prefer the style of a community here rather than what the city could provide. And what's more importantly, when the past and the current merges together, there's a problem of seniorities and poverty in both Hwandong and Gurong village in current time. Over half of the populations in these two areas are old people and aged over 65, and most of them live in relative poverty, according to OECD data. So how do we treat all these issues, seniorities, poverty, redevelopment of the country, growth of the city boundaries, all clashed in this one location of Shantytown? And this is a questions that worth thinking about for all the cities that are going to grow in the future.